When you're starting a channel, you probably still have to figure out is your niche. Even if you had it or even not even had it yet, because it could not really be your niche. So in this podcast, we talked about how you could go through the rest of the school year or however you're going to do YouTube with a niche and finding is your baseline. Now, I had done this podcast previously, so this was previously recorded too. So just go ahead and take notes. And let's continue along with the podcast with Ben Schmanke and Brendan Sparks and my younger self. Because, yeah, it's August. Now, let's get gnarly.
Passionate about something just like that you have a job, but you're not passionate about a job. I wouldn't really say that it's like a job or like a niche that you're really passionate about. Because oftentimes, I know this with my brother who's in like college, oftentimes I usually like fail because they really just don't like the job or like they don't like the subject. Just like in my county or like district area, most people they usually like they don't like math, but then they like language arts. And then there's like 50-50. Then the other half is like the other half likes math, and then the other one does not like language arts. That's where I'm at. So basically if you're able to like mix those two together, which I'm doing with the blog, because if you've watched a video that I talked about like the GoPro subscription isn't a scam when it's not really. I even had to even mention the math in there with the blog post just because no one seems to really understand it. And if you really do not know how to find your niche and you're still searching it, even after like 5 or like 3 months in between like just making the channel, then what's your favorite subject that you like to binge watch? If you like to watch like Marvel or like CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, or like something like that, you can just mash them all up together. And then basically that's what you can be talking about for is your first video. But if you still don't really have any niche and you're like, I like CES or like this tech thing, but it still does not like match towards me, then simply just ask your relative and just don't tell them like, I know to like if you just say it to a person like, I think you're better on this than that or like XYZ, then don't just say like, no, I can't do that, even though it's what they said on their opinion. Just try it and experiment, because who knows, even like the thing that you don't really like can be what you like. Call.
Yep, I think that's good. Definitely just go onto your YouTube watch history and see what your last 100 videos were about. And sometimes maybe people will be like, oh, wow, I watch a lot of Minecraft. I like playing Minecraft. Maybe that's what I should start making content about. And then also asking your friends and family, hey, what's something that you think I'm really good at, or what's something that I really enjoy? And sometimes the outside perspective is healthy to gain as well.
Yep, I agree with that. And it's interesting too when you look at niches and people's channels. Now, I would just say this is for the older crowd, but it's funny if you really see how people's normal jobs, how much they correlate with people's niches. So even for myself, I'm active duty in the military. I'm in the Air Force. And I'm not going to get too much into my job in the military, but it's mainly to help people. And it's just funny how much that inspires me to come to YouTube and then once again help people. So and you could think about that too. And that's why I say you don't really have to think about what you want your niche to be. A lot of times, like we've mentioned already, that may just happen naturally. But the number one thing is just getting started. So you can go ahead and try to think and plan. But if you're not hitting record, like that's where your money is. You got to get started today. And that's what I would like to really push, is just getting started and hitting record.
Yeah, punch fear in the face and just press record, just like Sean Kimmel always says.
There it is.
That's good, man. That's it.
So next one up that we have, hold on, let's go ahead and go on here, is finding your video ideas. Find video ideas. Even when I started on just finding that niche, it gets pretty fishy and pretty hard and pretty shady on the fishes of the side. So basically, these are the tools that we recommend. So go ahead and talk about your best tool that you think that would work best.
So here's a free one. One, you can simply use the YouTube search. So you're just searching in YouTube and you're trying to come up with content. You can literally type in the word "how to" and see what pops up. Or it could be something relative to your niche. And I think that's just a great way to at least get started. Now, I do use TubeBuddy. In the past, I've used vidIQ and I've used Morning Fame. Morning Fame is great for somebody that's just getting started. And now these are paid services. Now, TubeBuddy is free. I would say that's my favorite tool to use. And you can get it for free today. I would suggest if you're going to invest in yourself, that would be a great way to get started, because you want your channels to be found and your videos to be found, especially getting started. So yeah, TubeBuddy's great. I pay at least for the $20 service, but that way TubeBuddy can gather your data in the Wade feature in the keyword research. So, which is really important getting started. So if you were to ask me, I like to over elaborate, but TubeBuddy, yes.
Can I ask a question on that, Reagan? Can I ask my question?
Yeah.
Brendan, what's your so I want to know your insights and your knowledge TubeBuddy versus vidIQ. Why did you go with TubeBuddy over the other one?
I like that TubeBuddy has recently been bought out by Ben. I think that they're just making a lot of moves, and the thing is that vidIQ and TubeBuddy are very similar to me. I like features that vidIQ has, especially when we're looking at like searching for videos, and vidIQ is able to gather that data for videos that have been, say, published that day. I think that they're very similar, but I've always gravitated towards TubeBuddy. I think I like the layout of it. They recently came out with click magnets, and I think that's a big game changer. You can.
What are those?
So with the click magnets, you are comparing I'll give you an example, your thumbnails. And you're like, I don't know which thumbnails are better. Everybody's making their thumbnails like this. Like, why are they making the dumb YouTube face? And there's reasons for that. TubeBuddy's able to gather that data and say, the dumb YouTube face is actually paying off. Your thumbnails that are showing text versus no text. Like it's going to tell you want to make your thumbnails without text. It's going to say, and it gathers all that data for you, and it simplifies. So, before there was just the A/B testing, comparing your thumbnails against each other or against other channels. Now they're actually diving deep into your thumbnails, and they're able to make it just way easier for you and optimize your channel even more. So click magnets it's relatively new, but it is a fantastic feature.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I'm still in. I used to try both of them on and off. I forget which one I liked better. And then recently, as Kelly just mentioned in the chat, that Sean and his team, I believe, promote vidIQ. Yeah. But you're right. I do like TubeBuddy's. I think their UI feels a little bit cleaner or more polished. I'm not sure. And then I haven't been able to compare pricing yet. But those features that you talked about were really cool. Reagan, do you have any thoughts on those two?
Well, I had been using TubeBuddy and vidIQ for the past couple of months since October. So I was like, there's TubeBuddy, but then Sean uses vidIQ, just like what you said, Kelly. So I like vidIQ mostly because of the keyword, unlimited keywording when it's free. But with TubeBuddy, there's it's the same thing, but there's a little bit more information. However, it does limit to you after 5 or so keywords in between when making your videos, or just finding how many people is searching on that topic. Because if you're trying to make a video and nobody's really searching on that topic, and it's not really going to be that. It's going to be more of a practice video. So I would usually go with TubeBuddy right now. vidIQ should apply a tiny bit of changes in between, because the only function that I really like with vidIQ right now is really with just keywording and just comparing from the search terms your thumbnails, and that's really it. While for TubeBuddy, there's more information available. But then if you have a video just watching right now, and then you see the keywords and all that, vidIQ is a little bit too messy. Well, like actually messy to me. And then for TubeBuddy, it looks like way much cleaner. So it's like 50-50. So I don't really know, but if you want to get TubeBuddy or like TubeBuddy for free, go ahead and use the link in the article or description, tubebuddy.com/RVFTech21.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. Another thing to back to your original question on keywords, Brendan hit it on the head. I use that all the time on the topic. If I'm about to make an FPV drone video, I'll go into YouTube, start typing just FPV drone space and see what those top ranking results are. I think there's another trick. If you do an underscore then space and then those words, it'll also auto fill in those previous words. So for FPV drone, the top one is best and the next one's DJI, and it's like, oh, okay, well maybe I need to like figure out how can I do an FPV DJI drone video, or integrate those keywords into my title, description tags, and thumbnail. And then another resource I know of is just the YouTube or Google trends.google.com. That'll show you what's really relevant, trending topics, and then you can also explore and put in your own keywords and see the interest over time on that chart. And I know he once did that. You can do comparing. I remember doing Black Friday and then drones, and you can see like right when those crossovers are going to hit and when's that peak time to start promoting or making that content based on those keywords.
I remember like I did almost the exact same thing near Black Friday, like really close to that. Of just like getting into all the keywording, Google Trends, just finding words like the highest peak, and then I just made the upload. Got like a couple of views, like near 100, but not that much. So another tool I would recommend that most people might not know, let me see if I can go ahead and pull this up right now, is Exploding Topics. Let's see. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit slow for that. Exploding Topics. It's basically like shows like it was made by Brendan Dean and a couple of other creators, and so Exploding Topics gives you the newest trends that are coming up. So if there's like a new company in the news or like forecasting or whatever it is, not really. My dad's with the vacuum, but okay. Anyways, so basically. Exploding Topics, it shows you the upcoming companies like in the stock market, or like some type of news or like leaks that's just happening and going on. Because if you just do because with the iPhone 12, I know it popped in Exploding Topics before it went on like the most highest peak in September, October. I think it was like November or like December about the iPhone 12. And then that's when I planned out my videos, checked out TubeBuddy, vidIQ, and keyworded to make sure most watching it. So I got that working and gained a couple of extra views, about like 10 to 15. I would say that's a good range. And another one. So let's go ahead and talk about Exploding Topics before we go off onto the next tool. So what's your so let's see if we can pull Exploding Topics right now. And then we're going to, it looks like I can't load it. It's a little bit slow. But anyways, yeah, that's one Exploding Topics. And next one we have is Answer the Public. It's going to be an article. Yeah, Brendan, you can go ahead.
What's this on? Oh, you said Ben. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I'd never seen that website before, explodingtopics.com. I'll definitely have to
Same here.
bookmark that.
Yeah.
Do you know where they're gathering all that data from? Is that socials like Twitter and YouTube search and stuff?
I don't really know, but I do know that it's managed by another YouTube expert that's like Sean, but not really Sean, that gives out more keywording tips. So I think that like going through the process on like they have like natural organic looking out on the investing side, new companies, new trends that's happening, and all that stuff. And it could be from Google Analytics. I don't know. It's a resource that I like to use.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great idea. Like right now I see at the top Google Lens, And if I had any sort of expertise or unique information or something like that on Google Lens, the camera app, it looks like it's exploding right now. That's a great time to just double down and, put out some helpful video content on a topic like that and put those keywords first in the title and all that. And
this is cool.
That's a great way to ride those trends. It's all about riding waves. I've learned in my past is that some of my very best performing videos are the ones that are the most relevant and hot topic in that exact day or week or something. And it's sort of unfair, but when you get products actually early before public release, like all those big guys, those videos always do so well because your competition is small. Not many people actually have that product yet, and yet everyone is searching for it because it's a brand new product. And so I think part of that importance of doing product reviews is I know money adds up and you can't buy everything, but I buy GoPros, and as soon as the GoPro comes out, I buy it, bring it home, start that unbox filming, and try to get that video out as soon as possible because that's when everyone is searching for it. And then in this day and age, that only lasts for a couple days, maybe, weeks, depending on what it is. And then it's down and then on to the next thing.
Crazy world we live in.
Yeah. And the next one, this is all going to be linked in the description down below on the article. How do you heard about So basically, answer the public. If just like what you do for Hero 9 or all of the versions, so you can type into answer the public, go for Hero 9, and this is on the screenshot I put iPhone 12. And it shows what people are searching on, like Google, Bing, and all of that. It basically gives you what from the most thinnest green dot to the most largest green dot about what people are searching up right now. So if we go ahead and load up this screenshot right here, you can go ahead and see that there's iPhone 12, and then these are all the questions that people are asking from what, where, are, why, all of those. And then they actually go into versus category 2 that I heard about, Dean. And then there's another one that goes by alphabetical order.
That's really cool.
Yeah. This is a pretty cool. It lines up your questions or phrases, and it can just answer the people's answers or the problems towards the solutions and give them the answers towards what it is. And just like what Heather Torres said, or I know it's on the live stream a couple days ago, you don't have to be an expert to get the answers out. Just give enough information that you can give, because if you just give out too much, come on, StreamYard. There we go. So basically, you don't have to be an expert. Just give out enough information that you're able to help another person. Just think of them as a friend, because if you think of them as an enemy, it's not going to go well. It's going to let your channel go down, because if you're not helping each other, you got to help each other. Just around here where I live, it's more don't be a flaming taco, which means don't be the person who not cooperate.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's all about the value.
Yeah. Okay, Brendan, you can go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's all about the value that you have to offer, and you're right. I'm not a big fan on holding back information. Now, I do know that you could think strategic about it. You see a lot of channels, they'll show you the why this is important, but then, hey, sign up for the masterclass and I'll show you the how. So I think it all depends on how you want to approach that as an individual creator. But I do think that it's all about community, and it's all about the value that you have to offer. So that's where I would, we're talking about trying to find a niche and all these things, I would just take that step back and say, what do I love to do, and what value do I have to offer? And a lot of times that may take time too. Not right off the bat you're gonna be the expert. You're not gonna be Ben here, right? And Ben's been on YouTube now for, you said 5 years, right, Ben?
Mm-hmm. Yep, 5 years.
That's a long time. And for many people, they give up. So that's what we say: be passionate about it, but don't forget that eventually you can find that value. Eventually, you can be comfortable enough to be yourself and find that passion though too. So
Yeah, definitely. Lots of patience.
yeah.
All right, so do we have any for those past 3 or 2? No, okay. So then, this is what I'm going to be wondering. Had you ever heard or used Google Alerts?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you like about it?
I'm probably not using it to its full potential. I definitely admit that. However, I will sometimes get alerted on. I put like authentic phrase in there since that is now trademarked and or in process of getting trademarked, and to see if that sort of term or if any of my content is getting repurposed or republished out there on different sites. That's one way that I'm able to use Google Alerts.
Now, I actually hope that you found is your niche and tons of video ideas for going along the way. But as you are going along the way, and most of you might be really annoyed of this video or like the other re-recordings, because it was actually made in or filmed in February 6, 2021. Yeah, this year, February 6th. So that was at that time when I noticed it and everybody else noticed it. But the problem is fixed now. All the fire alarms are all fine. It's just a re-recording, but yeah, and there is an article in the description down below if you actually need it. Now, I'm Reagan from ReaganVFilms Tech, Shaka, and mahalo. I'll see you on the next adventure.